Alright guys, welcome back. This is the final part of our toolbox drawing. Again, you should have your base, ends, and sides already drawn, and in this tutorial we are going to be drawing the toolbox handle. So to get started, I'm going to create a new part studio, and I'm going to go down to Insert New Element and click Create Part Studio. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to rename it Handle. From here I'm going to create a sketch on the front plane. So I'm going to hit Sketch and click on the front plane. And I'm going to hide my top and right views and then right click and View Normal to Sketch Plane to view it on a flat surface. From here, I'm going to take my rectangle tool, click on the origin, and we're only going to draw half the handle, and then we're going to mirror the other half to create the handle as a whole. So the rectangle is going to be 8.25 inches long, and it's going to be 3.75 inches tall. So from here, we need to add a couple of guidelines. So I'm going to click L to select the line tool, and I'm going to add a line along the end, and I'm also going to add a line along the top. From there, we're going to use the dimension tool by hitting D, and the distance from the corner to the line is going to be 2 inches. And the distance between this corner and the line is going to be 4 inches. Alright, so from here, we're going to introduce a new tool, and that is going to be the fillet tool. So I'm going to select the fillet tool, and we're going to curve this line to this line. And you'll see that it is red right now. Right? If it's red, it means Onshape doesn't like it. So we need to drag it until it turns blue. And then it's going to ask to specify a dimension, and that dimension is going to be 0.75. Alright, now from there, from that point, alright, we're going to create a circle, and you can place it anywhere. All right, and the diameter is going to be the same as our fillet, which is going to be 0.75, or I'm sorry, 1.5. All right, and then we're going to use the horizontal constraint. So we're going to click the drop-down arrow, use the horizontal constraint. We're going to make sure that the center of the circles are lined up. And then we're going to use the tangent constraint to make sure that the circle and the arc is touching. All right, and we're going to actually delete this point right here because we don't need that point anymore. Okay, so from here, all right, we are going to take our arc tool, and we're going to start from the corner. We're going to hover over to the center of our circle, but we're going to hover down to the bottom of it. And we're going to click. And you see where that tangent symbol appears? It looks like a closed circle. All right, we're going to move our arc until that tangent symbol appears. All right. And there is our top of our handle, right? From there, we're going to hit the trim tool, and we're going to trim this arc, and we're also going to trim that line right there. So there is the top of our handle. All right, what we have to do next is we're going to create the cutout of our handle. So I'm going to come up to circle again, and I'm going to draw a circle. again, this is going to be 1.5 inches in diameter. And this is going to be, the center of the circle is going to be 1.5 inches from the top. So I'm going to hit dimension, click the top, and then click the center of the circle. It's going to be 1.5 inches. And then it is going to be 6 inches away from the side. So I'm going to click on this side here. It's going to be 6 inches. And then from that point, I'm going to take my line tool. I'm going to hover over the center, but I'm not going to click. And I'm going to move my cursor up to the top of my circle. And I'm going to draw a line to the end of the board. Again, I'm going to hover over the middle, come to the bottom, click, and then I'm going to hover and click on the end. All right, and there is my cutout. I'm going to use the trim tool, so I'm going to click on the scissors. I'm going to trim this out and this out. And then the final thing that we have to do, all right, is we have to draw the arch at the bottom here. So I'm going to take my line tool, and I'm just going to draw a line, a guideline here. And I'm going to dimension that 1 inch away. So I'm going to click D and then click the corner and the line. And that is 1 inch. And then from this point here, I'm going to take my line tool, and I'm going to draw from this point down 5/8 of an inch. So 5 divided by 8. Whoops, something didn't go right there, so let me undo that. Take my line tool again. 5 divided by 8. And I'm going to draw to the outside part. So I have my two guidelines here. Then I take my 3-point arc. I'm going to start from the guideline and draw it to the other guideline. And then similar to the arc that I drew up top, all right, you're going to hover down until you see the tangent symbol. Once you get that symbol, you're going to click on confirm. And then it's a matter of trimming. So you're going to click the scissor tool, trim this line here, trim this side, and trim that side. And then you're going to finish the sketch. Right click, isometric. Whoop, I forgot to trim that line, so let me go back into my sketch. So to go back in, I can double click on the sketch. Right click, uninormal to sketch plane. Hit the scissors again. I'm going to trim that line. Now I'm ready to confirm, so I click the green check. And right click, isometric. And I'm going to extrude it by hitting extrude, clicking on the surface. And again, we're dealing with 3/4 of an inch stock, so 3/4. Not 3/5, 3/4. Confirm that. All right. And now I can hover over, all right, and you'll see, okay, that I have half of the handle drawn. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to add holes on this end of the board. So I'm going to hide my front view. All right, and the reason that I want to add holes is because if we were in the shop and you tried to drill into this end, all right, and add a screw, you might find that you split the ends, and we don't want to do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a sketch on this flat surface, and then right click, uninormal to sketch plane, and we're going to pick a point here, and we're going to place 2 points. Doesn't matter, all right? So now we're going to do a little bit of dimensioning. So I'm going to hit D, and this point is going to be 3/8 of an inch away from the end. So 3 divided by 8, and it's going to be 1/2 of an inch away from the top, and then these two are going to be 1 inch away from one another. Okay, so once we have those dimensions set, we're going to confirm our points. And then we're going to add actual holes by clicking on the hole tool. And we are going to use the simple tool. And we're not going to go all the way through. We're going to use blind. ANSI drilled. The diameter is 0.125 or 1/8, and then the depth is going to be 0.75. And then we click on the points that we just added. You'll see that the holes appear. You can rotate to see the holes and see the depth. I'm going to click OK. Alright, and then I'm going to right click isometric. And the final thing that we have to do is we're going to mirror the other half of our handle. So I'm going to click mirror. And we want to mirror, it's going to say entity to mirror. We want to mirror our handle. And then mirror plane. I'm going to choose our very last plane over here. And you'll see that our handle is now mirrored. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. Look at it from straight on. You can see that it's good to go. Final thing I have to do is I'm going to right click, rename this to handle, and I'm going to assign materials and edit the appearance. I'm going to right click, assign material, change it to poplar, and then right click, edit appearance, and I'm going to change the color of this to let's make it yellow. I'm going to click OK. So there is your handle. All right, and the next tutorial video, I'm going to show you guys how to assemble all 4 pieces that you've created.